Okay, Ricardo, first of all, thank you so much for being on our show. I know LIDE is committed to the business cooperation between China and Brazil for a long time, and it has also initiated many bilateral economic forums focusing on agriculture, innovative technology, sustainable energy sector. So first, can you share with me, why did LIDE choose these areas as the key focus?
I'm responsible for the platform LIDE China, building this relationship between China and Brazil. So we pay attention and we focus a lot on agribusiness, on technology, and also sustainability because of these pillars that are playing the major role between China and Brazil.
Well, at present, the digital economy has become the key focus of cooperation between China and Brazil. And China's e-commerce platform have created new opportunities for Brazilian products to enter Chinese market. So does LIDE also serve as a bridge for such cooperations? And what new impetus do you think the digital economy will inject into the economic and trade exchanges between our two countries?
That is a very relevant question, especially because now Brazil and China, we are reaching a common shared future in a new era. In an era of a fairer world and more sustainable planet. Increasing our ties, we are focusing not only in the common trade between Brazil and China. For example, it's important to highlight that over decades, the main products that are exported from Brazil to China are soybean, petrol, and iron ore. They account basically for 80% of Brazilian exports from Brazil to China. But now we are facing a new exchange of relationship between China and Brazil on sustainability and innovation. We have several other important sectors of the digital economy, such as the 5G telecommunication, the cloud computing, the use of drones, the electric vehicles, the green energies such as wind power, solar power, among several other relevant key sectors that has been developed between Brazil and China. We have to say that in terms of digital economy, Brazil is a blue ocean for China. And we, Brazilians, we depend on this Chinese technology in order also to promote our domestic market, including infrastructure. So the technologies of China are really welcome into Brazil.
I also learned that you come to study in China in 2009 and have witnessed the steady growth of China's economy and our bilateral trade economic cooperations. So Ricardo, how would you evaluate our result in the areas of the economic and trade cooperation? And also, what are your expectations for the future cooperations, like what goals or directions should we keep going in the future?
And I can tell you that the pillars of sustainability and the pillar of technology has been implementing a bigger volume of trade between Brazil and China. Important to highlight that, for example, Brazil exports 1/3 of the agribusiness to China. And Brazil is responsible for 20% of the total imports of China in terms of agribusiness. So we are playing a very important role for China in terms of agribusiness. Also, we have to clarify that Brazil has the security in terms of energy. So we are talking about the digital economic transition, but also the transition in terms of energy. We also have the security in terms of food, and also we have the security in terms of minerals. It's a win-win game. We have the basis of reciprocity, of mutual benefits, and the relationship between Brazil and China is always based on the 5 principles of coexistence.
China has become Brazil's largest trading partner for 15 consecutive years. And Chinese electronic equipment, electric vehicles, and other products already perform very well in the Brazilian market. And many Chinese companies have also set up the production bases in Brazil. So at present, we are very concerned about it with the United States imposing tariffs on global trading partners. How do you think Chinese products can remain competitive in Brazil and the broader Southern American market in the future?
So judging by this trade war that was implemented by US, you can see that China is continuing to promote the debate, to promote the cooperation, to uphold the multilateralism, and promote the reform of global governance. can feel from the last 1 month, Chinese delegations are coming more frequently to Brazil. As I said before, we are a blue ocean, which means we have a bright future ahead between China and Brazil. Honestly speaking, judging also by the feeling of the Brazilian entrepreneurs are eager not only to receive Chinese foreign direct investment, but also are eager to cooperate more with China to export Brazilian goods and to import the Chinese goods.
This year, Brazil holds the chairman of the BRICS and has proposed they are developing a more efficient payment system promoted trade and investment among the BRICS countries to be one of the priority work topics. So how do you see the prospects of the BRICS countries building the unified and efficient payment system? And also, in your opinion, what other measures can be taken to promote trade and investment among BRICS countries?
There are a lot of important and high-level topics that BRICS can hold it and can put it in for the sake of multilateralism and for the sake of the global economic order. So, for example, in terms of Brazil and China relationship, how is the common and ordinary relationship? If Brazilian importer wants to buy goods from China, the importer needs to send a wire transfer, and this wire transfer from Brazilian real has to be exchanged to US dollar, and from US dollar has to be exchanged to yuan. So we are talking about an increase on the costs, and we are talking about an increase of timing. So having the use of one currency between two countries means that it's going to be cheaper and faster. So it's going to be good for both countries. And that's one of the key issues when we talk about the global South countries. We are starting to tell the world what we want, what we need, and how we can establish this common shared future for all humankind. Because in the end, we have to gain forces in order to have high fences, but to have small yards, in order to communicate, in order to facilitate trade, in order to have a peoples-to-peoples exchange with the other countries in the world.
Thank you so much, Ricardo.
Thank you very much, Sabrina.